Hey yo, back with another video. I thank y'all for coming by this video because a lot of people been bugging on my what ifs lately, but it's apparently the ones that get views. And before we actually get into what if Deku had a SpongeBob quirk SpongeBob quirk part 2, I also want to talk about what if the what ifs or whatever. Do y'all prefer more fan service? Because the fan service ish like stuff gets more views. Like what if X Bakugo? What if Deku was the only guy with a quirk? And also, I want to ask y'all, if I did what if Deku was the only guy with a quirk evil version, would y'all like that too? Like, I'm really just curious because I get some of the stuff like what if Deku had a god quirk and what if Deku had a muscle quirk? Those get pretty good views too, but my remastered what if Deku was the only guy with a quirk got like 1K views in less than a week. Like, anyways, we last left off, pause for what I'm about to say, talking about thick Deku walking around butt cheeks naked after bopping Deku. I tried. After Deku snouzered Bakugo in the fucking face. I said a bad word. I'm just gonna pretend like I didn't say it. Anyways, so that happened. Now let's get into what happens next. I mean, nothing really surprising here. It all goes accordingly. We have it to where, you know, Deku, this version of Deku has money, and I'm gonna say he has a lot of money due to some fact is he cut pieces of himself off. And since he makes those pieces regenerate, he intentionally bees in a certain mindset, right? So he has different clones of himself to an extent, right? And this is gonna play into a factor later, which I find very, very fascinating. Anyways, so now let's go ahead and get on until basically the entrance exam. Nothing too of note happens. Deku knows how to compensate for his one weakness, and that's heat. So unless the person has like overwhelming flames or something, it's not really gonna be a problem. Plus, he's we can say he's like a prodigy of some sorts, and he also spends his time training with other people. Also, remember how I talked about how he has money because he has his clones do mundane jobs for him. So we're gonna justify him knowing martial arts and being very suited with hand-to-hand combat and all that type of stuff very, very more efficiently. He doesn't have to worry about stretching, yoga, breath work. He doesn't really have to worry about that too much due to the simple fact of he doesn't have muscles, bones, or blood. So he's basically unstoppable because he inherently doesn't need to eat, sleep, excrete waste, or anything. So in theory, he could train 24/7. So this means we got a really strong Deku, and yeah, he's kind of busted. Like, he's OP, but like not big body OP, if that makes any sense. So when it comes to the robots and stuff, he just starts going to work. And since he doesn't suffer from physical harm per se, since he doesn't have skin or nerve endings, right? He's able to just punch things literally almost as hard as he wants to. I'm gonna say he can't build up muscle, but I'm gonna say he refines his technique and refines his force because he has all the attributes as a human. Like, he looks like the person in the thumbnail. Like, he looks like a Deku, just with sponge-like attributes. I'm gonna say he's slightly yellow, and he has like holes around his whole body, but they're not like thick holes or like where you can put your finger in. They're like kind of shallowish. It's almost like a that's the best way I can describe it to y'all guys. And it's pretty dope. All right. He's so now he's just bopping these robots left and right. And he's also able to contort his body almost to any way he wants. But most of the time he doesn't need to because he learned how to secrete a special types of substance, which basically is bubbles, substance, and it's basically bubbles. So this goes back into his whole bubble construction. So he's able to make, the animal with the chainsaw. It comes back. And so he's just going around mowing all these robots. Cool beans. Nothing special of note happens, right? Now, this is about to be really funny. Now what happens is Uraraka's screwed, and he like springs over to there because he's almost like a liquid sometimes, because he literally just bounces, boing, 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 boing. And as he was doing this, he kept grabbing more and more of the moisture in the air, and he saw Uraraka. He's like, I got you, homie. He like karate chops the, pun intended, he karate chops the boulder that was holding her back, and he eats her. Like, he literally just, and he like inhales and basically makes like a bubble. He became not a bubble like a soap bubble, but a bubble out of sponge. So when the robot steps, it doesn't harm Uraraka because Deku's protecting her. Plus he has bubbles around him to protect him from it. Now after that happens, he like spits her out, but like it doesn't really spit because he's not emitting any liquids. I mean, she's a little soapy, I guess. So I guess you could say it looks semi-provocative. And then immediately he bounces up and then like expands his arm out because he's just gonna breathe in a lot of oxygen. He expands his arm out, I'm not gonna say he grabs the robot. I'm just gonna say he like plows the robot down to the ground and like boom, 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 boom. And it's like he hits the robot and it's like 3 solid blows. Robot falls back down and boy gets into UA. Now let's bypass most of the quirk assessment and all that stuff, because I'm gonna say he does that fairly easy. He doesn't have muscles or limbs to hold him back, so I mean there would be no reason why. Him and Uraraka actually tie up for infinite, because all he does is he gets the ball, puts it inside himself, and then shoots it out. And the bubbles is like, I got you, homie. And the bubble flies away off into the very abyss. So, kind of dope. Now we would get into, the fight like per usual. Bakugo's like, I am not losing. And yeah, Uraraka goes to do her own thing. But we're going to switch it up a little bit. Uraraka actually fights Bakugo instead, which this will come into play later. So they're throwing some hands, even though Uraraka's struggling maliciously, but she's thinking of a plan. But I'm gonna say she basically loses, but it's a close fight. It's not like she just singly outclassed, but it's a very, very close fight. Solid attempt on her part. Meanwhile, Deku's fighting Ida, and Ida's like trying to speed bleed some or whatever. Hitting him, kicking him, doing all these like dramatic kicks, like trying to hit him with all these flurries of kicks, and Deku's just looking at him. That tickles. Ida's like, oh, I see. Reciprocal hit, and just basically pops this dude in the noggin and makes him go night-night. Right hand's NyQuil. And then he popped him again, woke him up, DayQuil, and they did it again. Why? I don't know. He just kept screaming, I'm ready, I'm ready, while he was punching this. I know someone's folded right now. They don't know how to act. I know that was just too cruise for at least one person. That's too terrible. Oh, the dude just, I'm ready, I'm ready. And then Bakugo's scurrying off. Where did that sponge freak go? Pew, 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 pew. Little pew, pew, trying to get back. He waits for Bakugo to get there, looking at him. He's like, Bakugo's like, don't you do it. I'm gonna do it. Don't do it. Hey, Bakugo, what's our score? Hey, Bakugo, what's our score? Touch. You lost, Bakugo. He's livid. He goes in for an explosion. And you know what's funny? Deku doesn't get hit by it. Deku literally just goes into his like sponge S-like form and just kind of like bounces over to Bakugo and like wraps his body around him and just he basically puts this dude's face up into the sky while he's looking down on him on some like creepy flow and looks at him and be like, "You lost, buddy. Now you lost twice. You better give up." But before he could do anything, he's passed out and he's asleep. Good night. And that's where we're going to end this video off here today, folks. Catch you later. Like, sub, subscribe, all that good jazz. I'm out.